grew up in a home with two parents who loved and respected each other and us. We went to church every Sunday. We knew that our parents highly valued education. They took part in community activities, and so did we. The boundaries between right and wrong were clearly articulated for us. Nobody yelled at or hit us, except for the occasional spanking. Nobody ever offered me drugs or suggested that I steal something. In our neighborhood, we thought kick the can and hide and go seek was fun. Wasn't perfect, but it was so very good. We had so many tools, inner resources, to carry us through life, to help us take advantage of opportunities. I thought we were normal. Now I live in a foreign land. The population on death row in the United States currently numbers over 3,000. Many of those persons have been deprived of the benefits of the life in which I, and probably many of you, grew up. Catholic teaching on the death penalty begins with the recognition that the dignity of the human person applies to both victims and offenders. It affirms our commitment to respect the God-given dignity of every human life, whether or not they respect themselves or others. You're surely familiar with Sister Helen Prejean through the movie Dead Man Walking. One of her most profound learnings in her journey with Patrick was how important it is for us to support both the victim and the perpetrator through our belief in the sacredness of every individual person's life. She was open to two teachers, Patrick and the father of his victim. She allowed herself to be changed by both. She offered both of them love and respect, which is now unequivocally calling for an end to the death penalty. Although death was once thought to be the only way to protect society from dangerous criminals, that's no longer the case. It's possible to keep someone safely behind bars for life. For life. 25 years ago, the Conference of Catholic Bishops first called for an end to the death penalty. Pope John Paul II articulated with great clarity our stance against the death penalty. Catholic support for the death penalty has dropped from over 70% in the 1990s to now less than half. Only 20% of Catholics strongly support its use, and younger Catholics are less likely to support the use of the death penalty. Nearly 80% of all Catholics believe that the opposition to the death penalty is consistent with the defense of human life. Catholic bishops have concluded that opposition to the death penalty is important not only for what it does to those guilty of horrible crimes, but for what it does to all of us as a society. I had a sudden awareness of incongruity early in my teaching career. A little fellow was busy disrupting a playground game by grabbing the ball and throwing it out into the street repeatedly. After several unsuccessful, escalating admonitions on my part, I walked over to him after he had just grabbed the ball, grabbed it out of his hands, and told him he should not grab the ball. We looked at each other for a minute, and both of us realized that I had just demonstrated that if you have the power and the authority and the strength, you can choose to grab the ball. That was a real moment of awakening for me. That's why I like this button that says, "Why do we kill people to prove that killing is wrong?" We've all seen in high-profile cases the dynamics that occur between the prosecution and the defense. Each group's goal is to win the case for the client, whether the accused or the people. Since many perpetrators cannot afford top-notch investigators and legal defense, they are again at a serious disadvantage. And where do we find justice? We who are Christians base our religious beliefs, our lives, on the life of one who was sentenced to death for his crimes. There are many parallels between the process then and now. Political pressure, hearsay, fear, social pressure. 2,000 years later, we still have much to learn about respect and about justice. Thank you.